Who doesn't enjoy hearing a good love story, especially one filled with wisdom? Today, I'm going to give my commemorative speech on someone that I just learned about, Elizabeth Elliot. Elizabeth Elliot was born in Brussels, Belgium during 1926, according to Bethany Global University, but she spent most of her life in different cultures and different places. I recently read her book and have gained much knowledge and wisdom through doing so. To describe this book, you can simply look at the title, Passion and Purity. It is about her passion for Jim Elliot during the years of just being friends to right up to whenever they're about to get married, and her desire to stay pure during this season. Their relationship begins in 1947 whenever she meets him at Whitton College. During this time, she struggles to know if he actually likes her the way that she likes him, like most girls deal with. He then finally tells her 1 year later, her own graduation, that if he were to ever get married, that she'd be the one. The only problem was that Jim hadn't heard from the Lord whether or not he should marry her or if he should even get married at all. You see, Jim Elliot was not your average guy going to college. He had his mind set and determined that he was going to please the Lord with his life. His main goal and calling in life was to be a missionary and to share the love of God. He desired so much to please God that he put away his worldly and fleshly desires of wanting to get married to the back, and he picked up God's will for his life and put it to the front. It took a total of 5 years for Jim and Elizabeth to finally get married. During these 5 years, Jim and Elizabeth were apart for the most of it. Elizabeth was very patient during this time of being apart, especially patient with Jim, but also with the Lord. She could have decided that she was just going to marry someone else, but no, she chose to wait and she chose to be patient. Their only way of communication during this time was through letters. Today we think of mailing letters as sweet and thoughtful, but to them it was so much more. It was all that they had to hold on to. In her book, she tells her love story along with journal entries and letters from Jim. An excerpt from her book reads, "How can God's will be done in my life if I'm clogged with the wishes of my own? Thy will be done." She shares her vulnerability of how hard it is to stay pure and to wait on the Lord during this season. This book has personally impacted my life and speaks volumes of my personal convictions of my desire to please the Lord. Many struggles that Elizabeth went through during this time are struggles that other girls go through even today, regardless of the fact that this was 60 years ago. Sadly, not all love stories end like a Hallmark. After 2 years of marriage, Jim was shot by a spear from the Alka Indians whenever he was trying to minister to them. Jim's mission didn't stop after this, thankfully. Instead of Elizabeth denouncing her faith because her husband was martyred for the Lord, she decided to go to the tribe that killed her husband, and instead of showing hate, she showed the love of God and shared the gospel with them. She has made me realize how much more I need to trust the Lord with my life and put down my desires that I have and to pick up his desires for my life. So today, I honor Elizabeth Elliot for her faithfulness, her selflessness, and her dedication to the Lord, in which I hope to glean from.